hello there and welcome back to Building with the Boys. It's time for a weekly catch-up, a day late. There's been a severe lack of content on the channel this week. There's a reason for that. It's what's commonly known as the end of the financial year. So work has been absolutely nuts for the last week of April. And then for the first week of May, it's just been insane. Throw in a bank holiday weekend and Jack's 10th birthday. We've just been too busy, we just have. And family's got to come first, it just has. But lots been going on the past week, it really has. So the big news, the massive news, is that Ecto1 is back in town. It's great news. Finally, Fan Home have gone from notify me to subscribe. So you can go right now, run yourself over to fanhome.com and you can subscribe to the Ecto1. So if you didn't build it for the first time, you can subscribe from issue 1. But more importantly, for those of us that were left in the lurch with half-built Ectos, or nearly built Ectos as I was, you can continue from whatever issue you were on. So, depending on where you were, depends what you can go and subscribe to. Now, things you need to know. So, as it stands, Fan Home don't have a shop, so you can't go and buy random issues. So if you've got a broken windscreen or half your bumper's missing, they're not going to provide you with that one issue. It's not going to happen. You will be able to get spare parts from where you subscribed from. So if you subscribe from issue 15, you can't claim a spare part missing or broken, something happened in issue 14. But if you had something broken in issue 15, you definitely could. So that's kind of where you are. They don't have a shop yet. Who knows what the future holds? You know what I mean? It could, I don't know. But as it stands at the moment, no. So you'd need, you can't do it, right? So you have to bear in mind this is a brand new company. They're not going to give you stuff for free. Because as much as you're thinking, well, I sub to this, your problem is with Eagle Moss. These are a company that have just taken it over and they're doing a solid by letting you continue from where you are. They're not going to give you stuff for free. And that's where it comes with gifts as well. So I've got people asking about the display case. You're not going to get the display case. Unless you subscribe from issue 1, they're not going to send you a display case because they'd just be losing money. Again, it's not them that did this to you. It's Eagle Moss that did this to you. So it's not them not doing you a solid. This is a brand new company that have just leased this model, right? So you have no business with them until you start. They have said that they will offer both the display stand to anybody that didn't get it as a one-off purchase. So you'll be able to buy it, but you won't just get it. For new subscribers, it's part of a premium sub. So you would have to do the premium sub to get that's the way it is. But for people like me, I was 2 issues away from finishing it. I've been able to sub, and it's going to be shipped on July the 17th, which, as fate would have it, is nearly 1 year to the day that Eagle Moss went under. Can you believe that? It's mad how long we've been building Ecto1 for. When we started Ecto1, Oscar was 9 years old. He's nearly 13 now. That's how long we've been building Ecto1 for. Can you believe this? This is Oscar. When we built part 1 of the Ecto1, this is what he looked like. Yeah, he was 9. He was little. So it's like now he's this massive boy, but he was little. So another way of looking at it, this is mad. This is how long we've built Ecto1 for. When we built it, Afterlife hadn't been released yet. Right, they were still working on it. They were still doing the visual effects for Afterlife when Ecto1 launched. By the time Ecto1 finishes, we'll be 3 months away from the 4th Ghostbusters movie being released, which is nuts. That's how long we're building this one for. So it'll be nearly 4 years that this one took because we had the year gap in the middle of it. It's mad, right? But that's the way it's going to be. So they're going to start shipping July the 17th. You'll start seeing your parts around about the end of July. Now, for me, I had 2 issues left, which means I will get, let me think, 136, no I won't, 135, 6, 7 and 8 with my pack that I'll build up through. And then the final one should have been, and this is again, take note, should have been 139, 140 and 141. But some news came out today from Fan Home where they said, no, there's not 141 issues, there's 140. And we're like, another end, there's 141. And they're going, no, there's 140. So what has vanished? What's gone missing? So what was in issue 141? Well, personally, and this is kind of an educated guess here, I think that what's happened with this one is originally what was going to happen with this one is what happened with the DeLorean. So the last issue of the DeLorean didn't have anything to build. All you got with the very final issue of the DeLorean, I'm not talking about the extension parts, I'm about the main build, all you got with it was you got a very thick build manual that had all of the instructions for the entire vehicle in one manual, and you got a fabric dust cover. That's what you got. I reckon that's what was going to happen with Ecto1. I reckon issue 141 didn't have any more build parts in it, I believe, and this is why they're doing it. It was going to be the thick manual and the dust cover. Now, the reason why I think that is because one, they did it with Ecto, where they did it with DeLorean. Two, the reason why I think you're not getting it is because the company that makes the model, they're not in the fabric business. They wouldn't have made those, and I think those would have been subcontracted out to somebody else. And with everything that's gone on, they've probably gone, no one's going to care. No one wants a fabric dust cover. I don't want a fabric dust cover. I guarantee no one that ever bought the DeLorean has ever used that bloody dust cover. So I think that's what was supposed to be in there. We might hear from them, but I think that's why issue 141 has now disappeared. If that is it, I'm not that bothered because I don't want to pay $10.99 for a piece of fabric I'm never going to use and a bloody great big wedge of instructions I don't need to read again because I've built the car. So I already own all those instructions. I don't want it. So if that is the case, good. that's 11 quid saved. I don't have to spend. Fantastic. I just felt my wallet get a lot heavier. Brilliant news. Brilliant news. But that's what's going on. Also, the Enterprise, same again. So the Enterprise is going to start shipping out on July the 17th. I can't comment on the Enterprise, never built it, had no interest in it, but I believe that one is now live as well. The other news that we got was their Fast and Furious collection as well has gone live. So if you are interested in collecting the little Fast and Furious cars, that is also live as well. So Fan Home are blowing up at the moment with the amount of stuff they've got. Speaking of Fan Home, we've had some very pretty images of their Optimus Prime that's coming up soon. He looks amazing. He really does. And here's those images. He looks great. He looks really good. Now, it's busy, it's hectic, there's a lot going on in that model, but so's the character. It's not like just throwing a lot of stuff that isn't there. The character from the movies looks like that. So it is a busy and hectic one compared to the Gen 1 version. But I think it looks great, and I think busy and hectic is what you need. After building the snooze fest that was the Iron Man, I think the more you can have on one of these figures, one of these maquettes, the better, surely? It looks great. I think he looks fantastic. I'm not going to build him. I don't, as I've said before, I don't have that affection for Transformers. When these were first doing the rounds, and I heard Agora were doing Optimus Prime, and it was Gen 1, I'm thinking, oh, I'd rather have the Gen 1. Having seen Agora's Gen 1, I'm like, yeah, I prefer this one. I genuinely prefer the Fan Home one. Now, this is weird because this is how fussy I am. I'm thinking it as the build. That's what I'm thinking of here. And I'm thinking, I think I'd enjoy building the Fan Home version more than the Agora version, because even the Agora version is very pretty. It's very nice. I'm not knocking it. But I think the Fan Home version's just going to have more to do. I just do. I think it looks like it's been more involved, more in depth. It comes with a very nice premium offer as well. So as opposed to just kind of like the rotating stand you get with the Iron Man and also with the Gauntlet, it comes with a display case, which is kind of nice. It lights up. This is it. I'd definitely go for premium on that one. I don't automatically go for premium on every model, I don't. But that one, 100%, I'd go premium on that one all day, every day. That, in a glass case, come on, man, that's gonna look stunning. That's gonna look really nice. So yeah, that one, I don't think he's live yet, but he's gone live in France. So that's a good indication that he's gonna go live very soon in the UK. I would imagine probably July or August, we're gonna see him go live once we've got your Ectos and your Enterprises out of the way. But he's looking nice. So you can register your interest in him right now, and then you can go to the pre-order eventually, and he will be. I think he's great. I think he's really nice. But again, I don't have that affection for Transformers for me to commit to it. And if I don't love it, I can't build it. I just can't. If I don't have I need more interest in something. But that's not to say it's not a nice model. I mean, if I had one, I'd be happy with it. But I'm not going to sacrifice it for something else. But I think that's a great one. If I had to pick one of the two, I would go for that one over the Agora every time. I just would. I think it's really nice. I do. It's a beauty. It really is. Shipping wise, everything is shipped. So the Disney Doll's House has shipped. Titanic has shipped. The Infinity Gauntlet has shipped. We'll come back to that. R2-D2, the final 2 parts for R2-D2 have shipped. And tomorrow, issues 11 through 16 of the Tumbler are going to ship. So I've got a lot incoming over the next few days. Infinity Gauntlet is going to be here any day. I'm expecting it any day. And I can't wait for that. Over on Attires, Attire are the French arm of kind of the Agostinian fan home. They parts released under Attire in France. They have a social media page and they uploaded some images of a completed gauntlet. So again, if you are having trouble getting your head around, because I keep saying how big this gauntlet is, if you're having trouble getting your head around how big this gauntlet is, take a look at this and take a look at the people next to the gauntlet, and you'll start to understand just how massive this gauntlet is. Just huge right now. I know that the gauntlet is not going to be an exciting build. Because from what I've seen of it, I know a lot of it is 2 screws and you're done, 3 screws and you're done, clip and you're done. I get it. And it's going to be a little bit Iron Man-esque. But I've seen so far. I don't know if it gets a bit more intricate or not. I don't know. But I think it's worth it, man. That gauntlet is going to look bloody amazing when it's done. It really is. It's going to look absolutely spectacular. And I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see that thing complete. It's going to look, it's a showstopper is what it is. Now, there are, avoid your social medias on this one, because again, we'll address this quickly. Whenever Fandom, Hachette, Agora, anyone advertise a model on social media and into the marketplace, you'll see a lot of comments come on where people have totted up how much it costs. Go £1,000 for this. You go, right, don't engage these people because they don't get it. They're never going to get it, right? They don't understand it. They're never going to get it. And you'll get that. You could get one of these for 15 quid. No, you couldn't. Nope. It's like, no, you couldn't. It's like, well, I want a real one for that, would you? Would you want one made of solid gold for that, would you? No, don't engage these people. They don't get it. They're never going to get it. They're not our people. We are our people and we understand it. We get it, right? So are there 1-to-1 scale replicas of the Infinity Gauntlet available? Yes and no. Yes, there is. So the closest to a 1-to-1 scale, and it isn't quite, it's just under scale by a couple of centimeters, is Hot Toys. So Hot Toys did their sort of full size, they call it, Infinity Gauntlet. Now, what you need to know about that one is it looks very pretty on stand, but doesn't move, right? It's not an articulated gauntlet. It's not made of metal, and it's not an articulated gauntlet. It is a polyresin statue. That's what it is. So it's just, that's it. Nothing moves. It's a polyresin statue. So you put it on the stand and it lights up, and it does have a very nice pulse function on the stones, which I wish ours was getting, but it doesn't have that. But it looks lovely, but it's not metal. And it's not an articulated gauntlet. Can't move the fingers, can't do anything with it. It's a static, it's a statue is what it is. It chips really easily. So one of the biggest sort of complaints of them, I've seen a lot of unboxing of these where they were already chipped. And when it's chipped, you expose this white kind of resin underneath it. But it's not. So can you get a 1-to-1? No, you can't, right? So you cannot get a licensed 1-to-1 scale gauntlet yet. I'm sure they'll do one at some point, but this is the only one you can get in metal of that scale. That's just fact. It really is. And this is fully articulated. It's a gorgeous thing. So when you're hearing people, oh, the Hasbro one's better. No, it's not. Well, the Hasbro one is absolute garbage, right? I've seen the Hasbro one. I knew a kid that had the Hasbro one, the proper one, the full size that they call it, Hasbro one. It's plastic. It looks plastic. It's dull, so it looks kind of like a browny beige. It's not good. I mean, it's fine for you. You're cosplaying or something, that'd be great. There are ones where they say you can go on Etsy for 200 quid. It's not a full-size gauntlet. The one that you can see on Etsy that's going all over the place is from China. 1, it's not official. It's a knockoff. 2, it is 200 quid. It's aluminium, which means if you sneeze near it, you're going to dent it. You got to glue the stones in when it comes. There doesn't come the stone such you have to glue those in, and it's 40 centimeters, so it's practically half the size of the one we're building. It is wearable. It's a very nice cosplay piece. If you were going to a cosplay as Thanos, it's a very nice cosplay piece, but it comes to about here. The one we're building will come literally to your shoulder. It is gargantuan. I cannot stress enough how big this thing is. So don't engage these people in the comments. Just you don't get it, man. You're not our people. You don't get it. We're our people. We get it. That's how this works. And it's, again, if I could go and buy a gauntlet for what this one's going to cost me, I wouldn't do it. I want to build it. I want to spend time with my son building this. I want to get into the zone of this. I want to chill out and relax and do this and watch this thing grow and know that I made it. And I want to interact with all of you as we're doing it as well, and share our kind of experience together. And that is what we're paying for. We're not buying static models. So when people say you buy one of these 200 quid, no, you can't buy this for 200 quid. You can't, right? You can't. I can't buy those memories with my son for 200 quid. It doesn't work like that, because what would happen? It would turn up and go, oh, there you go, son, that's it, done. It's a 5-minute memory. I'm going to spend the next 18 months with my son in here, just taking that time out where me and him are going to sit down, we're going to build it together. And one day he's going to have this thing in his house that his girlfriend or wife hates, and he'll know that he built it with his old man. It's worth every goddamn penny. And that is what we pay for, right? In other news, I went to see Evil Dead. Evil Dead Rises. I told you I was going to see it last Friday. I went to Evil Dead Rises. So how was it? This is my very quick review of it. It was fine. I mean, it was all right. I mean, if you like Evil Dead movies, you'll like it, I think, because it feels like an Evil Dead movie. But at the same time, I was worried that the director of it was just going to do a Sam Raimi tribute. We were going to get all the sort of jump cuts and but we don't. It's not. It is very much his own style. He hasn't just ripped off Sam Raimi's style. So even though it looks and feels like an Evil Dead movie, it doesn't, which is its own thing. But it's clearly an Evil Dead movie. It's fine, but I mean, did I love it? No, not at all. But if it was a Friday night and it was on and you watched it, you'll enjoy it. It is ridiculously gory. It was an 18 certificate, which is a rarity in cinema these days. I can't remember the last 18 certificate movie I went to see, because nothing gets an 18 certificate anymore. I mean, even Deadpool didn't get an 18 certificate. But it's gory. It's really gory. My criticisms of it is originally this was being made as a straight to streaming. This was going to be on HBO Max. So it didn't have a huge budget, and they didn't have a lot of faith in it as a result of that. It's probably why Sam Raimi wasn't directing it, because it was like, oh, we're just going to put it on HBO Max. And then it tested really positively with audiences. So they added some additional money to it. They upped the scenes and upped the special effects. And you can see that. You can feel it, because the opening scene and the closing scene feel like they've just been bolted onto this movie. They don't belong. The opening scene has nothing to do with the rest of the movie at all. But it's the scene a lot of people rave about. I don't know why, because it was fine. But it feels bolted on. They've just gone, okay, you better add this and this to it. So the closing scene as well is just latched on, and it sticks out. I think that's a problem for it with me. The other problem I've got with it, and spoilers, right, mild spoilers, is they do something at the end, which I found quite odd. Where all of a sudden it goes very homage, if you will, to the original Evil Dead movies. But they do something with the kind of the main Deadite, which I find very odd. And I think it's supposed to be scary, and it doesn't work. It depletes it. Without giving it away, you might figure it out, but I would say 3 of something is always scarier than 1 of something. So why they made the choice they made, I don't know, but it didn't work for me. It went from being something really scary to something almost comical. I'm like, and it's gory. I mean, there is blood and puke and God knows what else spraying everywhere. There's a very clever scene with a spy hole in a door where you see it all, but it was fine. It was fine is what it was. It was an Evil Dead movie. The weird thing that everyone keeps raving about, they're like, oh, they've moved out of the cabin. So it's in a different setting. It's been moved out the cabin. I'm like, did none of you see the third one? I'm like, they really moved out the cabin in the third one. The whole thing was set in medieval times. I'm like, did you not see that? I think what they mean by that is it's now in like an urban setting. So it's set in an apartment building. And again, with that, with Evil Dead, the way they kept them in the cabin was the trees. If you tried to leave the cabin, the trees got you. And they don't have that in this. They had to find another way of doing it. So it's all involving a stairwell collapses and an elevator doesn't work. So they're all trapped on this floor. So that's how they keep them there. But, I mean, you'd climb out the window. If this stuff was going on, you'd climb out the window. But then they forget about that. That's what spoils it as well toward the end as well. They just kind of forget about the plot device that kept them where they are, so they can all leave. And you're like, really? It's all just fine now? So It's fine. Is what it is. That's the only way I can describe it. It's not bad by any means. I was entertained by it. I didn't hate it. I didn't feel like I'd wasted my evening. But would I rave about it? No. Would I sit around and watch it? No. Do I think it needs to be part of The Evil Dead? No. I think Bruce Campbell not being in it, and he is in it. So Bruce Campbell's voice is in it. But as a cameo, he's not playing Ash. I mean, if you know Bruce Campbell's voice, you know when you hear it, it's like, that's Bruce Campbell. But I don't know. It's fine. It's what it is. That's the way I can really say it. It's fine. I'll just keep saying that. That's my review of it. I wasn't Scott. It's fine. But if you like Evil Dead, check it out. I would run out and watch it. I just wait for it to turn up on streaming at some point. That's kind of my advice. We are going to the cinema again. I'm taking the kid on Saturday morning. We're going to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3, so please no spoilers to that one, and we won't give you any either. We remain spoiler-free till it appears on Disney+. Once it's on Disney+, I'm sorry, that's it. It's you've had long enough at that point. So we're going to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I've got a very good idea of what's going to happen. I've not seen it, but I'll make my prediction now. Please don't correct me in the comments, but my prediction, everyone keeps saying Rocket's going to die. Rocket ain't going to die, and I'll tell you why Rocket ain't going to die. Because you don't need to pay an actor to be Rocket, okay? I appreciate Bradley Cooper does the voice, but you could pay some jobbing voiceover actor to a Bradley Cooper impression quite easily, and you never have to get rid of Rocket. So Rocket and Groot are the sort of characters that companies like Marvel love, for the simple reason you don't need to worry about an actor negotiating their contract. You go, well, if you don't want to voice them anymore, off you go. And you still got Rocket, who shifts a ton of merchandise, and Groot as well. So you've got two characters there where the actor's not going to get bored playing the part. It's not going to get too old to play it. You've got two characters that are Ouroboros. You can keep them in that universe forever. You don't need to kill them. Also will add to the fact that no one dies in Marvel. Famously, nobody dies in Marvel. Every Marvel character you can think of at some point has died at least once. And they all came back. So no one dies in Marvel. But we'll see. But do I think Rocket dies? No. Of course he doesn't. No way. No way. I can't see it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think I am. So coming up on the channel, we have got, as I said, everything shipped. So as soon as they're here, we'll be building them. But we are building, I've mentioned before, we have got the Mars rover from Roker. We were building this as a solar-powered one. So I'm interested in seeing if that works. I've never built anything solar-powered before. So I'll be interested to see how it works, if it works, and how you stop it. Because there's an on-off switch. If it's solar-powered, I tell them, whoa, you need to stop. We'll see. I do have as well, I keep threatening to bring you the Chocolate Factory video and just haven't, but I need to. I've got to finish the edit of it, but again, it's just been mad this week. The Chocolate Factory is great. You'll really like it. Loads and loads and loads coming up on the channel. I'm sorry we've been on content this week. But as I said, life has really got in the way of this. This is a hobby. Life, true. Yeah, it's been mad. I think that's everything. I know I've forgotten something, but we'll have to get you on the next one. There was something, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it was, and I'll write nothing down like a fool. But that's all from me. We will be back. I would imagine Titanic is going to be here either Saturday or Tuesday. The bank holidays have buggered everything up with the coronation of the king. It's everything's everywhere. So who knows? Infinity Gauntlet could be any day. It could be tomorrow, it could be Saturday, it could be Tuesday. I don't know. But as soon as these things come up, they will be on the channel. And lots and lots and lots of good stuff coming. Thank you for stopping by. And if you haven't yet, please remember to like. Helps us massively. What helps us even more is subscription. So if you are one of our many viewers that hasn't subbed yet, be a rascal and hit that sub button. Come and join our merry band of weirdos. We don't bite, man. We just want to be friends. If you want to contact us, you can contact us at buildwiththeboys@outlook.com. We try and get back to every single person that messages. If you take the time to message us, the very least I can do is take the time to message you back, and we will. We love hearing from you, from everything, from questions you have to, hey, have you seen this? Or even, hey, I'm working on this, check this out. If you're happy for us to show our pictures on the channel, we will definitely do that. So if you send us something, this is what I'm working on, we'd love to show it. So please, if you do send me pictures or anything, you're happy for me to show it, please say, and I'll feature on the channel and we'll give you a shout out. That's all from me in a world where you can be anything at all. Just be nice, and remember, just be nice. It is wildly important. I know I say that at the end of everything, just be nice, but please, honestly, just be nice, man. We live in a very grim world, and now more than ever, just be nice. I'll catch you on the next one.